Despite spending over £120 million, Arsenal aren't done just yet with their summer spending, with a number 8 still on their radar and the name of Youri Tielemans constantly popping up. Today we'll break down what exactly is happening with a potential transfer. What did Edu Gaspar have to say in an exclusive interview? The latest on the Gunners' pursuit of a wide forward, and why has William Saliba's agent had a meeting in London? Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Babs14 and welcome back to your boys channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing, and as always, don't forget to smash a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new. The giveaway for the brand new Arsenal away kit is still ongoing and all the details of how to win it are down below in the description. But let's get into all of the latest Arsenal transfer news. You see, we have signed 5 players: Matt Turner, Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. But it looks like it's not the end of Arsenal's business. In fact, Mikel Arteta says we are still a little bit short for some positions for the way that we want to play, and it is something that we are trying to address. The reason why Mikel Arteta says that is he understands the importance of having a proper squad, and just like I said last season, when the Arsenal starting 11 is fit and available, it's all rosy, but with the extra games of the Europa League etc, you can't rely upon having players fully fit for the entirety of the season, and that's also forgetting there's also a World Cup midway through the season, and that is exactly why Arsenal are still in the market for more players, and one of the players that Arsenal are trying to sign is Youri Tielemans. And today, according to Emad AFC of Arsenal442.com, Arsenal and Youri Tielemans have an agreement. There are still some factors to be completed in order for a deal to happen, but the information is confirmed. Now, the important part here to understand is the agreement is not with Leicester City and more with Youri Tielemans. The source itself is normally pretty good when it comes to contacting agencies etc, and it looks like they have confirmed the news previously reported by Ben Jacobs that Tielemans is keen on joining Arsenal this summer and has already agreed personal terms, but the club have decided to focus on more complicated deals first. Tielemans remains a likely target for them and the deal is not dead. Ultimately, it's not any breaking news, and we've always known for a very long time Tielemans wants Arsenal, and as Fabrizio Romano said, Arsenal is Tielemans' priority. He would love to join Arsenal, but it's up to Arsenal to submit a proposal and go strong for him. It looks like what's happening here is the agency of Youri Tielemans is briefing the media, and what they're trying to do is make it very clear to Arsenal fans and the rest of the world that the player is waiting for Arsenal and almost nudging Arsenal into making the opening offer. Now, the reason behind why exactly Arsenal have not made an offer, according to the likes of David Ornstein, is that Arsenal have to sell a player first before they can make the offer for Tielemans. And right now, with Arsenal having signed at the majority of their targets, it looks like Edu Gaspar has moved onto that process of selling players first, recouping as much money as possible, and with there still being a very long time left of the transfer window, it does give Arsenal more than enough adequate time to go in for Youri Tielemans, make the offer and sign the player. It looks like, to me at least, that Youri Tielemans has gone from a priority for Arsenal, a needs-must signing, to now with the signing of Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, players that can play in a similar position, more of a desire for Arsenal than an actual necessity. Arsenal fans have this idea that Arsenal need to sign a left-sided number 8, a player that can ultimately replace Granit Xhaka. But looking into the heat maps of Youri Tielemans from the last seasons, it becomes abundantly clear that he thrives a lot more on the right-hand side of the midfield. And then you look at Martin Odegaard in our last game against Chelsea and the movement on the left-hand side for his goal. Maybe if Arsenal do sign Youri Tielemans, it is of the idea to move Martin Odegaard to the left-hand side, the same as how Pep Guardiola done with the likes of Bernardo and David Silva at Man City. That being said, the personal terms remain agreed. The player wants a move. It is now over to Arsenal and Edu Gaspar. If they want to sign the player, he's there, he's available, and the price tag is set at £30 to £25 million. Moving on to the wide forward, Dharmesh Sheth of Sky Sports News says, Mikel Arteta has been backed by Arsenal in the last summer and this summer. I think Arsenal will still be in the market for maybe a right-sided attacking player. It's pretty obvious news that Arsenal want to sign a wide forward. Fabrizio Romano keeps saying we have a mystery wide target, but what was not a secret was Arsenal's main first target, and that being Rafinha. On that transfer, in an exclusive interview from Edu Gaspar, he says that I said to Deco, can you explain the situation with Rafinha? He was clear. He said, Edu, I don't want to lie to you. His idea is to go to Barcelona. If something happens, just let me know because I can explore. If not, no problem. This was a case of Arsenal appreciating the player, him suiting the profile of what Arsenal were looking for, them also having the finances to sign the player. But when a player does not want to move to Arsenal as his priority, as Edu Gaspar says, he is not made for Arsenal Football Club, and Arsenal for me made the right choice to move away from the transfer. But Arsenal are still on the lookout for another wide forward, and according to Voltball International, Arsenal have reignited their interest in Cody Gakpo. There is a chance the player will sign for them, and Arsenal will have to wait till after PSV's Champions League qualifiers on the 2nd and 9th of August against Monaco to get the deal done. Since the start of the transfer window, there haven't been that many reports that have confirmed that Arsenal have made their interest genuine, made any offers or even entered negotiations. Arsenal have prioritised the right hand side instead, and that's not the profile of Gakpo despite him being a good player. And with him also being PSV's best player, you have to understand that the closer and closer that we get to the start of a brand new season, Gakpo's price tag is only going to increase, because PSV will understand that the closer we get to the season, the harder that is going to be to replace their main man. So potentially Arsenal might turn their attention to his Dutch teammate in Noah Lang, because as Fabrizio Romano says, Noah Lang has good chances to leave Club Brugge this summer. Things are now moving with a host of top league clubs interested in signing him, with the potential price tag around 20 to 25 million euros. Key movement soon. Noah Lang is now building his own team of representatives. That price tag is a lot cheaper than Gakpo, and more importantly, just like Gakpo, Lang is also a player that Arsenal have held previous interest in. With him being available and that price tag definitely being payable, last year he had 9 goals and 15 assists in all competitions. Could this be a potential opportunity for Arsenal Football Club? We're going to have to wait and see, but just like Cody Gakpo, Lang is also a player that excels a lot more on the left hand side. Let's move on to Edu Gaspar's exclusive interview. The Arsenal technical director has had a very busy summer, and today he has spoken to the world's media and given us some very intriguing quotes, saying the plan really started when we decided to change Unai Emery. That was the first planning, to go to the board, explain to them the reason we want to change, the reason we want to go a different direction. The idea behind it was to have a coach with a very clear idea. If you have a coach and it's difficult to read how he plays in terms of system and characteristics, it makes our life super complicated. Then we can make a lot of mistakes on recruitment because it's not easy to find the right player for the right system and the right coach. Look, there's no disrespect towards Unai Emery, and since leaving Arsenal he's done pretty well to win the Europa League at Villarreal, but there is no denying that during his time at Arsenal there was never a clear style of play. Sometimes it was parking the bus, sometimes it was counter-attacking. He is a top manager in terms of being versatile, but as Arsenal Football Club we need a clear identity, and despite Mikel Arteta not being perfect, he has his own very clear ideas and philosophies, and that is exactly what Edu Gaspar wanted. And as Edu says in the interview, when you have a coach that changes his system so much, it's hard to sign the right players and there's more chances of players being flops. And the prime example of that is when Arsenal broke their club transfer record under Unai Emery to sign Nicolas Pepe. And in this window he's been trying to secure a move away, but thus far unsuccessful. And his latest post on Instagram, he says, "I worked hard during this summer, I changed a lot of things, and I am now focused and determined with Arsenal and my teammates." Has he hinted there and there that he wants to stay at Arsenal Football Club? Maybe that's the case, but more importantly, I think it's very clear that Arsenal still want to sell this player, and if a suitable offer does arrive, they will accept that. But that's the issue, because thus far, there have been no offers. And as Edu Gaspar says, when the player is 26 plus, has a big salary, and he's not performing, he's killing you. That kind of player, because you don't have a valuation to sell the player. Arsenal, London, beautiful, everything is fantastic. He has a good salary. How do you move this player? Pepe is on massive Arsenal wages, and the chances of him getting those wages elsewhere are very unlikely. And of course, Arsenal want to recoup as much money as possible. It's going to be a very hard ask. But what do you guys make of Nicolas Pepe, and do you think he deserves a fourth chance at Arsenal Football Club? According to Sam Dean of The Telegraph, Arsenal goalkeeper Bernd Leno is moving closer to joining Fulham after weeks of negotiations between the two sides. A fee of around £8 million is now close to being agreed. So Bernd Leno is soon to depart Arsenal Football Club. That's not a surprise. What's a surprise is the price tag, because Arsenal initially wanted a lot closer to £15 million. £8 million is nearly half of that, but the player that Fulham could be getting in Bernd Leno, the quality of the goalkeeper, the Premier League experience, the German international, that is a bargain for Fulham. But for Arsenal, it's a pretty poor deal in my opinion. But at the same time, this could be a case of the player forcing through a move, as he wants to play regular 30 minutes in the Premier League so he can secure himself a space in a squad for Germany at the World Cup. Edu, on how Saka's contract talks are going, says, "Good, very good. Everyone is happy. We are going to sit down and put all the expectations in the right place. The main thing is how he feels comfortable with us. He's happy, we're happy, so it's just sit down and find a solution." Keeping the player happy is one part, but also wages are going to be very important. As of right now, he's earning close to £70,000 a week, which is massive for me and you. But with the amount of top clubs that want to sign Bukayo and the agent of the player kept in mind, as long as Arsenal offer Saka the right amount of wages, as of right now, I am highly confident, very confident, supremely confident that Bukayo Saka signs the contracts. But talking about contracts, what about the future of William Saliba? And as of today, the player's agent was actually confirmed in London. But why exactly was that the case? Was it to meet with Arsenal? And the exclusive from Fabrizio Romano is the Marseille president was in London tonight to meet up with Saliba's agent for dinner. Arsenal consider Saliba an important part of the team, with Arteta saying, "I'm pleased to see the way he's playing, he's already a top player." Now that is caught a few Arsenal fans by surprise. Are Marseille back in the race to sign William Saliba? Well, in my own opinion, I'm not too worried, and that's because Saliba's ex-manager at Marseille actually left the club because of the club's failed pursuit to sign Saliba. They've also signed centre-backs since then that are also on the books of Saliba's agency. Since then, Saliba has also played many games for Arsenal where he's thrived in an Arsenal shirt and shown Arsenal fans what he's made of. In fact, in his last Arsenal game, 90% of his passes completed, 9 successful interceptions, 100% successful indoors, and 0 goals conceded. But right now, him, Gabriel and Ben White are playing together, and Arteta is giving him starts. So I still believe Saliba will sign a brand new Arsenal contract, and ultimately, I'm not too worried. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with a fitness update from Mikel Arteta, who says that Tomiyasu is really close to start doing some training sessions, hopefully next week. Fabio Vieira is probably a little bit longer. I think he needs another week or so before he starts with the team. He's been really unlucky to start his Arsenal career in this way. Tomiyasu, Fabio Vieira aren't far from training, and I think the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe and Kieran Tierney are likewise as well. But on the right hand side, the fact that Tomiyasu is still recovering from an injury, as an Arsenal fan base, should we now be concerned about his reliability, and maybe should Arsenal sign a brand new right back? Moving on to some stats, and here is the pre-season goals and assists for the Arsenal players. The top man being Eddie Nketiah with 4 goals and 2 assists, Jesus with 4 goals and 1 assist, Sambi Lokonga with 2 goals and 3 assists, Saka with 2 goals and assist, Martinelli with a goal and 2 assists, Cedric had a couple assists, and goals for Balogun, Elneny, Nelson and Odegaard, and assists for Matt Smith and Granit Xhaka. Jesus fantastic, and Nketiah even better, but the thing that stands out there is Albert Sambi Lokonga, playing most of his games as a number 8, scoring goals and getting assists, potentially indicates that he has a future in that position. Edu on if Arsenal have introduced a winning mentality. For sure, talk to Gabriel, to Zinchenko, to Fabio, here in the head is to win. Champions League, okay, I accept that because I want to be realistic, but here in my mind, I want to win. Last year, Arsenal failed to get into the Champions League, and a massive part down to that was a lack of experience in the tough moments. And in those tough games away from home, when the going got tough, like Newcastle, this Arsenal team needed personalities like Jesus and like Zinchenko, players that won't be fazed by that sort of atmosphere, and there is a prime time to showcase that in Arsenal's first game of the brand new season against Crystal Palace. And finally, as Edu says, I want to win. A club like Arsenal at our size is not building to fight for 4th place. I'm sorry, there's City, there's Liverpool, that's fine. I accept that. But also, you can't accept that. When you join this club, we cannot accept it. I do like the current Arsenal starting 11, but whether it's down to the squad size or the inexperience, I don't think we're quite there as things stand, but talk to me down below in the comments. And how many years do you think Arsenal are away from competing for a Premier League title? Anyways, that's the video there. here and there. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was today's episode of the Transfers FC. Noah Lang, Youri Tielemans, Cody Gakpo. It looks like Arsenal have 1 to 2 more signings in the bag. Who will those players be? We're gonna have to wait and see. Until then, take care of yourselves and peace.